Hello, welcome back to the Golem. Today we are going to continue with Prohibition, because last time we got 2 done, didn't we? Which is pretty good progress. Although the second one took quite a bit of time. the first one went quite quickly. Which ones were they? They were... Nudge was the second one. Odyssey? Yeah, it was Odyssey, I remember that one. Yes, okay, it's the one with the corridor along the bottom. Okay, cool. Pointless, which I remember looking at. And Balance, which I've never looked at. Let's do Balance first. And so I don't think I've looked at it. I've probably poked my head in. I don't remember this at all. Okay. Okie dokie, so this is about balancing this gravity block, probably. Right? I mean, yes, the gravity block has to get there and it has to fall. And I'm certainly not going to push something down, so yes, that's all that's happening. I've got 1 plus. Okay. Like, lifting you up isn't too much of a challenge. But then... getting you to go left once we've got you to the top is a bit of a challenge. A little bit. I mean, what would be nice is if you were like perched on top of something and then I use this to nudge you across. You'd have to end up there. Excuse me. You'd have to end up there, so you'd have to be pushed. The L shape would have to be like this. Oh, but how am I going to push the L shape? Ooh. Okay. What's the height you need to be at? Because you need to be balanced on something. Balance, yep. You need to be balanced on something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, yep. 5 tall. Which is... I was going to say easy enough to do, but like... not that easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is what I've got. I can add an extra one. Oh, I've got 7, I guess, if I include this. Which I should. Okay. And whatever pushes you does need to be able to slot like at least there and down as well. Like something's gonna nudge you, so it has to be there. And I'm somehow pushing on it. So there has to be part of it there as well. It could just be a too wide thing and I'm nudging it with something else. In theory, although I don't know how I'd get that and set everything else up. Okay. 5 tall, 4 wide, which is also important. And then I need something to push it over. Holy moly. Is there potential for fusing 2 things in this? Probably, yes. Like almost certainly. Why are you stuck in that at the moment? What a weird way, a weird place to put you. We certainly could do some fusion though, right? If I just like forget about this thing. Where would I do it? Like something like... Oh, I don't even need that. Actually, this isn't going to work. To do some fusion. Something here. Oh yeah, it would. Okay. Just... now I have to carefully do this. Alright. La la la. Fusion. Do I want to do that? Would it help in some way? I could see that helping, for sure. Although, like, what have I gained from having that bit existing? Nothing really. Like that shape is just as useful for at least reaching where I was reaching, like here. So yeah, again, how does this end? It ends with gravity block on something here. I mean, yes, at some point here, not falling, so therefore here. I'm almost certainly lifting it up on that column, right? And then doing something to nudge it over. So if you're pushing something there, with something that's 5 tall and 4 wide to land on this, which is easy enough to do right now. Let's just do it. Ignore the gravity block. What was I going to do? I was going to do... In fact, well... Okay, I've got it already. Then... Yeah, I might struggle to move this over. I like to push with this. Yeah, I would, because if this goes any further up, I can't nudge it on this side. Does that tell me something about like the inefficiency of this? Is it inefficient? There's one... Well, no, that has to exist as... This is as efficient as this could get, right? Yeah, of course it is. I do have one extra thing. Okay. You're going to be up there at some point. And I need to push you. Therefore, what I have left over needs to be 3 tall in some way. There needs to be some 3 tall part of it, so therefore you. Or this. Okay, let's assume the 3 tall thing stays for me to nudge with. There's clearly going to be some bigger trick here, which probably involves fusion. Like, there's the space to do it, and yeah, it seems likely. So here I don't get the height. I could get the height from this. Also, it's clearly a waste of the 3 wide. I'm wasting a thing there, but at least I have something I could nudge with. In theory, although I'd have to nudge over the top. So no, I feel like I have to be nudging with this or this. Right? What was that? This or this, not you, because then you could never go there. I guess I could extend you by 1, but that's still not enough. You or you. I'd have to extend you twice for it to be you I'm nudging with. So you? I'm just extending you 1 at the bottom. Okay, let's take that into account. Ignoring the gravity block, let's say I'm nudging with you, and I've got these left over. That is a height of 5. And a height of 3 on this if I extend it. And this will push far enough, right? Yes. Okay. Perhaps we end like that. In some way, like some of these can be flipped around from each other, for sure. I mean, they can all be flipped around, because they're all like resting on top of each other like this. You could go there, you could go there, yeah. Yep, they can go in any order. So, given that, which probably isn't true because it seems like such a boring way to use this plus, but given that, how do I get this gravity block on top of one of those in that position? I could imagine myself having to swap pieces out for other pieces. Potentially. Okay, how do I get you anywhere useful? Let's push you over a bit more. I could then push this on there. Except I want you to be the one that I'm nudging with. Okay, so then what does lifting you up further look like? It looks like How would I get you onto anything else that isn't this? Good question. Because I can't shove this underneath. Can I shove you underneath somehow? Still, I'm not used to like what I can actually do with gravity on my head. Ah! Like maybe having you any further to the right was just a bad thing. Like maybe there's some way of keeping you in exactly that column the whole time. Does that sound at all feasible? Not while keeping you on that, but I don't have to keep you on that. I can do this. Swap you out for something else. But nothing else is better, right? Like, I'm almost certainly fusing, but why? And what? And when? And how? And where? Like bringing any of the other stuff underneath one of these is basically impossible. But if I'm pushing a thing over, I think I do need you extended like that, right? Could you be attached to something and be used to nudge? What would that look like? Something that doesn't go all the way there, so I can't push it. In fact, it can't go there. It'd have to only go here. So fuse that and that. And what use is that for me? Also, no, because then there wouldn't be anything here for the thing to balance on, unless it's balancing on that as well. Like, am I balancing it on the thing that I'm nudging with? But then what would be there? Nothing. Well, there can't be anything there because then I can't push. So no, it doesn't work ever, right? Either there's something under this gravity block that's going to be like here and coming down, and then this can't push further to the left because there's a thing sticking out of it, or there's a thing coming out and going to the right and this can't push. Like, it sticks out some amount from this wall, and therefore this can't go to the left. Okay, it was a thought, but it's not a useful thought. Clearly I'm doing more with this though. Right? You. Can't believe it's such a simple setup. Simple in air quotes. But figuring out what to do is basically impossible. It has to be you. It has to be a thing that's like got two along, which could be this, but then I'd have to push you with something else, which means I'm using way too many pieces to push. Right? I'm using 6 pieces to push the gravity block along at the very least. Unless I extend you downwards, but then no, it'd still be 6 to push that. Yep. Yep. Like if this were an L shape, and then I had like another 2 somehow. I can't get that. I cannot get that. It has to be this. But it's not going to be this, because then that's going to be the trick, right? But it's not this. Or it is this. Is it possible that I lift you up on this? Because you can be further to the right and I nudge you. In fact, how much space is there? There's space for you to be 1 further to the right, which does make it feel like... Because if I nudge you 1 further to the right, like there, I can lift you up and perch that. Which makes me think that... And then there's still room for this to come in later at this height. I think I'm lifting you up here. In fact, there's still room one over as well. Okay. Even further over. I think I'm somehow perching... I'm never putting that on there, right? Because that's irrecoverable? Not exactly. Not if I use this to then get it onto something else. But what would I want it on? Nothing really. Okay, let's not do that exactly. I mean, I can just like shove something else underneath. That would transfer it. But then I have to like lift everything and put it underneath that. Which isn't gonna happen. Unless I keep lifting. Ooh. Like keep lifting up like one piece at a time, sliding this underneath, swapping it with something else. How would I swap it with this? I wouldn't, right? Except if I somehow managed to lift this up on top of this. Could that have happened? I don't think so. Ooh, I'm positioning you on this, aren't I? That's the balance. You're like perched on top of a little block at the top. So that I don't have to deal with you later. So I transfer you to this. Is my guess. But then I can't lift that up, so no, that's awful. That's very much not a good thing. Okay, is there some way of me shoving two things underneath you at the same time? That would be interesting. Two things at the same time. If they were both 3 wide, maybe. There are only 2 things that can be 3 wide. This and this, the things that are already 3 wide. Why do I want to do this? Because I guess I also don't want it to happen on that column. I'd want it to happen on this column. Concerning. Is that concerning though? Yes. Yes. Okay, let me swap this back in again. Okay. You're swapped in, you're gonna go there. Like, I would never be able to perch anything on top of this. I can lift that further. Except I can perch stuff on this top of this. I can just like shove it underneath. Okay. Sure. It's shoved underneath. But now I can't lift that up again. Except I could lift that up and then shove you underneath. That feels good. Except I'm now running out of space to grab stuff. No. Okay. Yeah, some kind of horrific balancing act is happening. Can't shove both of those in at the same time. Doesn't help for you to have moved over. I cannot push this any further. I cannot get these down. Can you go in from the other side somehow? Don't see how that would work. I could at least lift you, but then I can't push this to the right without it dropping. Ah. Well, did not mean to remove you. Remove this one. Can I... How does this even work? So if you were like one to the left, and I lift you on top of this... No, because this can't shove that to the right. This can get there, which is basically what I've just been doing. Then I can't get those back. And then also I'd have to get you somewhere as well. Clearly I want to use the plus earlier for something, but... Ugh. What? Don't I have to use on this? Isn't that what I've determined? Like, I need something that sticks down 3. What else is going to do it? I mean, that sticks down 3, but it doesn't point the right way. Okay, so it has to be this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And yeah, these are exactly the right amount to put you in position. I guess not only do I need to be able to lift it up, but I also need to be able to have a platform specifically here. Does that tell me something about the order? I don't think it does, actually. No. I would struggle to push this along if you were... Sorry, I'd struggle to push the gravity block along if it were perched on top of the single block. So then it would just fall. So having you on something like this 3 long is actually better, and then like shuffling you along if I could. If I knew how, which I don't. If I made this longer now, would it do anything useful for me? I don't think so. Oh, actually, maybe it would, because then I'm still going to have the problem of it being stuck. Right? Like, I can do that, and then I can replace you with this. I can even nudge that along. Oh, well. Or not. Yeah, you're just stuck there now. Then I can't get this underneath. Does fusing something help? Well, but then I'd have to be fusing... I'd still need the setup that I need at the end to push something across, which has to be you. And you have to be longer if I'm going to push you, so I don't see how fusing would help. No. I think it doesn't. Is there any way you could come in from the other side? No. Nope. Is there any way I swap that and the other one over this? No. Even if I did, then how would I get you back to a good place? I mean, I can swap. Can I? Doesn't feel great, does it? We've just gotten lower down. You could be perched on top of the single block if you're in the left column. Why was I thinking about going for a right column? Just because there's space for this to be and push you left, which isn't the greatest reason, but I don't know. So if you were perched on the left column on that, then I'd have to push you on something, which is just not going to happen, right? The only thing I can do with you is shove you under something where there's already a surface below you. Like, I do wonder if it's possible to lift. Yeah, I can't lift you into position on this, because then I can't shove this in instead. I can lift it into position on the unplussed one and replace that with two things, one thing. One thing, really. I could see a way I could replace this with two things, maybe? Like... I might start from the beginning. So, replacing this with two things. What was my idea? My idea was something like having this and this like on top of it, shoving those two underneath and then swapping you with this. That would be coming in from the right, which I can't do in this situation. However, I could do if you were on top of this as well, which is achievable, I think. In fact, I could just do it like this. So you get on top of this. Sure, whatever. You come this way. You lift up. You go there. Shuffle along. Get that cursor out of the way. There we go. Why is this a good thing? Because I've already managed to do this, right? Like, I'm not doing anything I haven't already done, I don't think. Have I not already achieved this? I don't know. I do not know. I can shuffle those along 2 spaces with this one. I can then lift this up with you, which is not ideal. Can I then somehow swap? Can I swap those two for this? No, because they're always going to get stuck. Unless there's like some way through without dropping the gravity thing, which there wouldn't be. Or unless I could do this from the side, which I would never be able to do. Well, okay, unless it's like these three. On top of here. But then this isn't... I can't push it, like the bottom bit would push first. That could work. Like if you're set up like that. And I push this in to swap all three for you. Is that at all achievable? So that means you'd want to be just one space over, right? Is that right? I don't know. Then you go there. You go there, you go there. You go one further. That's as far as that could go. Swapped. Okay, why? Oh, I wonder if I form the shape I want out of these. And that actually this is perched on top of this. And somehow goes left twice. Ooh, it's kind of intriguing. I know what I'm doing. I am pushing the thing it's on and the thing itself at the same time, right? Somehow. I don't know how that happens, but that's totally the kind of trick that it would want me to do. And that's why fusing comes in handy, somehow. Maybe? I like what I've done, setting you up on top of this thing. Kind of. Like right now though, I can't get these away from it, can I? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. So actually, is that ever gonna be possible? If that was required in that setup to do this, which it was, except these two could be the... No, they can't be the other way around. Or can they? If you were there, yeah, they could be the other way around. In fact, these could be in any order, really. They don't have to be aligned exactly with the side of this L. Okay. Okay, what? Let's say this was perched on top of this thing, which it currently is. What shape would push it? And the gravity block on top. That's totally the kind of trick that the game would like me to do, so... Well, not a shape I can make. So... maybe that's a terrible idea. Oh, and not only do I need to push it that way, I then need to nudge it as well. So actually that is a terrible idea. Because whatever shape could push both of these would not be able to push you at the end. Yeah, okay. So probably a terrible idea. Although that feels like the trick for a puzzle. Maybe it's for the other one I haven't done yet. Okay. Where am I at here? If I could get these two back in here, I wouldn't be done. I'd still have a lot left to do. If I could get, what are we saying? If I could get those two back in here and you further to the left, how would you be further to the left with this on it? I mean, maybe I can somehow shove those now. I mean, you'd have to be balanced on something to go to the left. Yeah, but like I said, these can be in any order, so having you at the top is probably the problem, right? Can they be in any order? Maybe not any order, but you could be on top of that. I believe. When did I position these two? When did I position these two? Then. Well, I can easily do it. Okay. But then I can't get this underneath that. Okay. So how does that work? I've done it before, haven't I? To get you underneath that, I would need to... Why do I want to get that underneath that? Oh, so that... Yeah, okay. So that I can push with this. And swap all three out for this. Okay. You underneath that is doable. I've done it before. I just don't remember how. Wait, can't I just... It's easy, right? Yes, very easy. Okay. So let that drop, and then figure out exactly how I want to do this shove. I don't think I want you to be that far over. Let's leave you like that. I've made a tap. Or a faucet for the US viewers. What am I doing? Why am I doing this? Like, either way I'm ending up with this underneath, which is not what I want, is it? What? I'm getting lost. I wanted you at the top, but you are. You're already at the top. This isn't tall enough. I need the other thing underneath. Okay. But this doesn't help me put you on you. Does it? Also, how am I getting that square out now? I guess you could have been further over. So then you wouldn't be stuck against it. Oh, but then you get lowered down. Wait, why? Okay. That's different because... Ah, yes. Okay. I was aiming for something, but I don't remember what anymore, so I guess that idea's gone. I guess I want you on top, and then this, like somehow... It can't be inserted though. I can only insert this where I've already got 3. If you come back up like this, that's 3. But that's the same issue I've always had where, like, sure I can put this in there, but then I can't recover the things I've pushed out. Oh, except I can. Of course I can. Okay. Okay, what? I probably could have done that earlier, although maybe I was higher up earlier. Because now my issue is this needs to get involved, but that can't really happen easily, or can it? Also, you being in that column is kind of annoying, but being one to the left would be okay. Okay. Like that. And then use this to replace that. Then do this to go underneath and get these back. And somehow get you in. How do I see that happening? Because I cannot lift. And I might be making this shape at some point soon. Let's not get you stuck. Does it help me do something? That's interesting because you could have been the only thing I swapped with that. Because in this situation, you are recoverable after I do this, right? Because I can just do this. But not if this is involved. So this has to get involved last. Or... oh, I don't know. The thing is, it's difficult for me to lift things up in order to swap something out. There needs to be space to lift up. That is the height of the thing that I want to swap out. And the thing that I can lift up with is this, so therefore there needs to be two heights. Like, I don't have any way of getting this into the mix. Is this just a case of figuring out exactly which balancing act works? Or is there a bigger trick to the whole thing? It's probably a bigger trick, but I'm hoping it will like say hello at some point rather than me just like searching my mind for possible tricks. Yeah, there's just no way of getting that in under there. Because I cannot lift. Like this would have to swap with something else. And if it swaps with like any of this, we're just like losing progress. Except that, but like... if that were one to the right, but that feels bad. If you could stay up to let me push that underneath, we'd be done almost-ish. Like, I'm quite concerned that I'm missing a kind of basic Sokoban thing. But... I'd have to get that in. So these kind of have to be there, and I swap this out with this. Which I can't do. Because if I swap this out with this, it has to push from the right. And then there's no way for me to get through to push this down. And this can't push this out from... if that were there and we pushed to the right, it would fall. Unless we extended you somehow, which we can't do. Unless the 3 were at the bottom. That's not happening. Ugh. Ugh. 3 being at the top feels nicest, for sure. If you were at the top, what would that mean? With this underneath it, I would never swap this for that. Maybe I don't swap. Maybe I just somehow set that up. No, because it's this that can allow me to insert things into the stack. So, I lift the stack, I swap. I lift the stack, I swap. I lift the stack, I swap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's exactly the number I've got. I'm not doing any fancy fusions because then, well, unless I'm doing it between these blocks, but then I've got nothing to push with. Right? Yes. Then I've got nothing to push with. Fancy fusion. Fancy fusion. Unless, of course, yeah, there was that whole idea. That's the one possible idea that could be the trick, is that I'm making this shape out of these two. And for some reason that's useful. Maybe I should just explore that idea. Hope I can get into the kinds of situations. I think I can kind of remember the tricks I was just doing. So like, what would that look like? Let's just fuse these two into that shape, if I can. If I can. They would have to go right. I could believe it's possible. Maybe. Potentially the gravity block's involved. The gravity block could be involved. Perched on top of this there. Ugh. Okay, I'm simply doing this because it feels like a thing I should do, but it now really feels like a thing I should do, so I'm gonna do it. Like, what I'm gonna do is just shove that over. Like, these are positioned so that I can actually get this onto that ledge. Like, I have been wondering the whole time, like, is there a reason I'd want to push something on here? It's like raised for a reason, right? Oh yeah, I can do that, it's fine. Oh, I expected it to fall. I can sort that in a second. You fall. You drop onto it. Oh, this is totally what I'm doing. I don't know why yet, but... I'm sorry, Dom. I know this is not the right way. Is there truly a right way? Yes, and this is not it. Okay, like this is clearly something I want to do, right? And then I could even recover this. And for a moment there I was like, oh no, that makes that irrecoverable. But no, that's not true. That is not true at all. I don't know why, but that's totally gonna be a thing I'm doing. Okay, but now this all depends on me being able to take it back over there, which... it's probably doable in some way. I really believe that the trick I just did there is the thing I'm supposed to be doing. Like, is the trick. Okay, let's just lift you up higher, get you close to that thing. Getting you to the left is doable because I can just like do this kind of thing. Oop. But I need you even further to the left. Like to the left of this, right? Except, okay, now that you're perched on that, as a diving board, I can then push you off here and get you to the left here. We're gonna have more troubles, but it's potentially okay. Maybe bring you even further over and bring this down. Lift you onto that. I can't in that position. Okay, well, I can bring that further out, so I could perch a little bit further away. Is that useful? I mean, I could even lift this. Ah, okay, bring it back. Maybe. Bring it back, perch them both on this. Do I really believe this? I don't know, I'm doing it, I guess. Maybe after going left slightly? Not you. Okay. Certainly got you up here. Okay. Sure. I would quite like to swap you out so that you can be... Or maybe I want to lift you up on this and then swap you two over. Sure, you two be like that, although I can't get you back down, which is kind of concerning. Yeah, I cannot get that back down. Leaving you on there by yourself is probably bad, but not necessarily bad. Because, like, in theory, I leave you up there and I just, like, push you onto a different thing, like this. That'd be one way to swap you over, right? That would indeed be one way to swap you over. And then... I like how I've just gone with this idea of I'm making that shape out of that, but, like... I don't know if I am. Now I can't recover that. I would be able to if you were shoved underneath that, but only at one height. Ah. If that was somehow possible. Which I don't know if it is. Yeah. What am I trying to do right now? I don't actually know, do I? I think I'm trying to get you on top of you, or you on top of you. You on top of you is much easier because I can lift this underneath. But that means you being on top of this in the right column. Oh, maybe that's doable. That totally is doable. Okay, yes. Okay, maybe this is easier to set up than I thought. I don't think I even need the other thing. Okay, let me go back to an earlier state. Can I get you? Yes, okay. You go here. Be a diving board for you to land on this here. Go push you on top of it. Then use this to lift that. No, there's an issue here, isn't there? There certainly is. What if I'd wedged you underneath this before dropping you down? Okay. I have no idea if I'm doing the right thing. I think I kind of am. It feels like I'm making some kind of progress in some way. How does that help? Wait, why didn't I just shove that there already? Okay, that's much better. Oh, and put you on this instead. If I can. Oh, which you already were. I already had a diving board the right size. Okay. Yeah, you are going here. You're going here. This is going like this. Exactly. You're going on there. You were just moving out of the way. I'm done, right? I'm done. I'm done? I'm done? Yay! Okay, I experimented my way there and there's nothing you can do about it. I knew I needed that shape. It wasn't totally experimentation. Like, I knew I needed that shape through reasoning, and I like realized at some point that I could make that shape from the other two things using fusion. And then when I saw that pattern of, oh, if I use the gravity block, it can help me make that fusion happen, I really felt like I was on the right thing. So at that point, I was definitely on a, it felt very right. So I'm just going to keep going this direction. Which, you know, I'm happy for that to be my way of approaching these puzzles. Whew. For such a simple setup, that was real tricky. 1 left in this area, pointless, and then 6 left overall, I think. Which is not a whole lot. 1 left here, pointless, 4 left there. And like, presumably some of these won't be too bad, although it's quite a horrible mechanic to think about. I think gravity is probably the most like fiddly mechanic. Oh, I was going to that area because the gravity blocks are blue, and also because there was gravity in that puzzle I just did. But like gravity's, yeah, probably the most like fiddliness inducing mechanic. Just because, thinking about how things can lift and fall while there's a gravity block on top of them just does not work well in my brain. Broadcasts, like Memento's easy to think about. The rest are easy to think about. Broadcast is like probably second most weird one, but yeah, okay. I mean, I really love some of the puzzles that have come out of gravity for sure. It's just, it adds that fiddliness to some puzzles for sure at the same time. Okay, cool. See you next time for probably an attempt at pointless. See you then.